Okay, so, we were talking about this article, the essential role of probiotics in your dog's overall health.
Yeah.
And you're like super interested in learning more about probiotics and how they benefit dogs. So
Honestly.
we're going to unpack some pretty fascinating stuff here about, gut health,
Yeah.
the immune system, even how it can affect your dog's skin.
Right. Like it's amazing how much we're learning about the canine microbiome these days.
I know. It's like we're always hearing about probiotics for humans, but applying it to like our furry friends.
Right.
That's a whole new level.
Absolutely.
So to kick things off,
Yeah.
can we just clarify what exactly are probiotics and like why are they so important for dogs?
Sure. So, most people, when they think of bacteria, they think of like a bad thing.
Right.
But probiotics are actually live microorganisms.
Okay.
Primarily beneficial bacteria that populate the gut and contribute to a healthy digestive system.
Okay.
And it's not just about digestion. A balanced gut microbiome is crucial for dogs because it directly impacts their immune system and even their skin health.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me there's a connection between my dog's gut and their skin?
There is.
It is, isn't it?
The article explains that a whopping 70% of a dog's immune system is housed in the gut.
Okay.
So when the gut microbiome is out of whack, it can lead to inflammation throughout the body.
Right.
And that often manifests as skin issues like itching, dryness, or even a dull coat.
Wow. I never would have made that connection.
Yeah.
So are you saying that by giving my dog probiotics,
Yeah.
I could actually help clear up their skin problems?
It's certainly possible. Probiotics work by introducing beneficial bacteria to the gut, which helps restore balance and reduce inflammation.
Okay.
There's a lot of research emerging about this gut-skin axis in dogs.
Yeah.
And it's pretty exciting stuff.
That is super interesting. So how exactly do probiotics help with digestion?
Okay.
I mean, beyond just like adding good bacteria,
Yeah.
what's the mechanism there?
Well, think of it this way. The gut is like a complex ecosystem, and when it's in balance, everything runs smoothly, right? Probiotics help improve digestion in a few key ways. First, they aid in the breakdown of food and the absorption of nutrients.
Okay.
Second, they can help regulate bowel movements, reducing issues like diarrhea or constipation.
Right.
And third, they can help create a less hospitable environment for harmful bacteria to thrive.
Okay. So it's not just about adding good stuff.
Exactly.
It's also about crowding out the bad stuff.
Exactly. It's all about creating that optimal balance in the gut microbiome.
That makes sense. Now, the article that you sent also mentions a specific probiotic supplement for dogs called pawbiotix.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about that?
So pawbiotix is interesting because it's been formulated specifically for dogs by veterinary nutritionists.
Okay.
Unlike some generic probiotic supplements, pawbiotix contains particular strains of bacteria that have been chosen for their benefits to canine health.
Okay, so not all probiotics are created equal.
That's right. Different strains of bacteria have different functions and target different areas of health.
Oh, wow.
For example, pawbiotix contains Lactobacillus acidophilus, which is known to be helpful for digestion, and Bifidobacterium animalis, which has been shown to support the immune system.
So it's about choosing a probiotic that has the right strains for your dog's specific needs.
Precisely. And that's what sets pawbiotix apart.
Okay.
It's not just a random assortment of bacteria.
Right.
It's a targeted blend designed to address the unique needs of dogs.
Starting to see why you found this article so interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just about hopping on the probiotic bandwagon.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the nuances
Yeah.
and choosing what's best for your individual dog.
Right.
But wouldn't it be easier to just feed my dog like some yogurt instead of going through the trouble of like finding a specific supplement? I know yogurt has probiotics in it.
You're right. Plain yogurt does contain probiotics, and it can be a good option for some dogs. However, it's important to note that the types and quantities of bacteria in yogurt may not be as targeted or as concentrated as in a specially formulated supplement like pawbiotix.
Gotcha.
Also, many dogs are lactose intolerant, so yogurt could cause digestive upset.
Oh. Okay.
There are other natural sources of probiotics too, like kefir or fermented vegetables.
So it sounds like there are multiple ways to approach this.
Absolutely. But the most important thing is to consult with your veterinarian before making any significant changes to your dog's diet or supplement routine.
Right.
They can help you determine the best approach based on your dog's individual needs and health history.
That's great advice. Now, we've covered a lot of ground here on the digestive and skin benefits.
Yeah.
But what about probiotics and the immune system?
Right.
You mentioned that connection earlier.
Right. Well, as we discussed, a large portion of the immune system resides in the gut.
Yeah.
This means that the gut microbiome plays a crucial role in overall immunity. Probiotics can help strengthen the immune system by increasing the production of antibodies, boosting the activity of immune cells, and reducing inflammation.
So it's like giving their immune system a powerful boost from the inside out.
Exactly. And this is especially important for puppies, senior dogs, or dogs with compromised immune systems who might be more susceptible to infections.
This has been so informative.
Oh, good.
And I'm sure our listeners are already thinking about how this applies to their own dog.
I hope so.
We're going to continue this deep dive into the world of probiotics for dogs after a quick word from our sponsors.
Sounds good.
So we've been talking all about the benefits of using probiotics for your dog.
Yeah.
But are there any, downsides, risks that people should be aware of?
That's a great question, and it's important to address any concerns.
Right.
Probiotics are generally considered safe for dogs.
Okay.
But like with any supplement, there's always a possibility of side effects, especially if they're introduced too quickly or,
right.
in too high of a dose.
So what kind of side effects are we talking about? What should owners be on the lookout for?
So some dogs might experience mild digestive upset, like gas or loose stools.
Okay.
Especially when they first start taking probiotics.
Oh, okay.
This usually subsides within a few days as their gut adjusts.
Okay.
It's always a good idea to start with a low dose and gradually increase it to the recommended amount.
Makes sense. Are there any dogs that, shouldn't take probiotics at all? Or is it pretty much beneficial for, all dogs?
So while probiotics can be beneficial for most dogs, there are certain situations where caution is advised.
Well,
For example, dogs with compromised immune systems, or those on certain medications should always consult with their veterinarian before starting any new supplements, including probiotics.
So it's always best to err on the side of caution and get personalized advice from a vet.
Absolutely. Your veterinarian can assess your dog's individual needs and make sure that probiotics are a safe and appropriate addition to their regimen.
Great. So speaking of, choosing the right probiotics,
Yeah.
I'm curious, are there any specific criteria that dog owners should consider when selecting a supplement? Beyond just looking for, dog-specific probiotics, what else is important?
That's another excellent question.
Yeah.
When choosing a probiotic for your dog, there are several things to keep in mind.
Okay.
First, look for a product that contains multiple strains of bacteria, as different strains offer different benefits.
So kind of like how we talked about pawbiotix having those specific strains for digestion and immunity.
Exactly. Diversity is key.
Okay.
Second, pay attention to the CFU count,
Okay.
which stands for colony-forming units.
Got it.
This indicates the number of live bacteria in the supplement.
Okay.
Generally, a higher CFU count is better.
So more bacteria equals more benefits.
In most cases, yes.
Okay.
Third, consider the storage requirements.
Right.
Some probiotics need to be refrigerated to maintain their potency.
Okay.
And finally, read reviews and do your research to make sure you're choosing a reputable brand with high-quality ingredients.
Wow. There's a lot more to it than I realized.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as just picking up any random bottle off the shelf.
Right.
It sounds like selecting the right probiotic is kind of like choosing the right food for your dog.
Yeah.
You really have to do your homework.
You could say that.
Okay.
But just like with finding the right food, the effort is worth it when you see the positive impact it can have on your dog's health.
Absolutely. And this deep dive has been so enlightening.
Good.
It's amazing how much we're learning about the importance of gut health, not just for humans, but for our canine companions as well.
It's a fascinating field, and there's still so much more to discover.
I know. Now, before we wrap up this section, I wanted to touch on something else.
Okay.
We've been talking all about probiotics, but I know prebiotics are also important for gut health.
Right.
Can you explain the difference between the two and why they're both essential?
Of course. So while probiotics introduce beneficial bacteria to the gut, prebiotics act as food for those bacteria.
Oh, interesting.
Helping them thrive and multiply.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Probiotics are the seeds, and prebiotics are the fertilizer that helps them grow.
So they work together.
Precisely. Probiotics and prebiotics create a symbiotic relationship that supports a healthy and balanced gut microbiome.
So how can dog owners make sure that their furry friends are getting enough prebiotics?
There are several sources of prebiotics for dogs.
Yeah.
Some common ones include certain fruits and vegetables like bananas, apples, and asparagus.
Okay.
You can also find prebiotics in some dog foods and supplements specifically formulated to include them.
So incorporating those foods into their diet can be beneficial.
Absolutely. And just like with probiotics, it's always a good idea to talk to your vet about the best ways to incorporate prebiotics into your dog's diet.
This has been such a valuable conversation.
Good, I'm glad.
I feel like I have a much deeper understanding of the role of probiotics and prebiotics in canine health.
Yeah, me too.
We're going to wrap things up after a quick word from our sponsors. So we've been learning so much about probiotics for dogs. And I feel like we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We talked about the science behind probiotics.
Yeah.
And the specific strains that are found in supplements like pawbiotix.
Right.
We even talked about prebiotics and how they kind of work together with the probiotics to make like a healthy gut environment.
A symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But before we wrap things up, I wanted to circle back to something you said earlier.
Okay.
About the gut-skin axis.
Uh-huh.
It's still blowing my mind that there's such a strong connection between gut health and skin health in dogs.
It really is fascinating.
I know.
It highlights the interconnectedness of different systems in the body.
Right.
We often think of skin problems as being purely external.
Right.
But a lot of times the root cause lies within the gut.
So if a dog is having chronic skin issues,
yeah,
it's worth considering that their gut health could be a contributing factor.
Absolutely. It's always a good idea to consult with your vet.
Right.
But addressing gut health through probiotics and prebiotics could be a key piece of the puzzle in resolving those skin problems.
See, that's so helpful to know.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of dog owners, I mean, myself included, we tend to focus on what we can see on the outside.
Right.
But we forget about what's happening on the inside.
It's understandable, but the more we learn about the gut microbiome, the more we realize that it's truly the foundation of overall health.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway you want our listener to remember?
I think the biggest takeaway is that a healthy gut is a happy gut.
Okay.
And a happy gut leads to a healthier, happier dog by understanding the role of probiotics and prebiotics.
Right.
And by working with your veterinarian, you can empower yourself to make informed choices that support your dog's gut health and overall well-being.
I love that. So remember, folks, it's not just about treating problems. It's about proactively supporting your dog's health from the inside out.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into probiotics for dogs, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds great.